The first recorded program was split into 3 episodes. The ratings for the latter 2 brought neither surprise nor disappointment. The final decision was to film Chao Mianyuan's rehearsal on Thursday at 5 p.m. On the way to the band's practice room, Qianjia, sitting in the production team's car with Qin Jingzhou, explained the filming process. We've already talked with the band. They should be rehearsing in the practice room. When you arrive, just go in, greet the musicians and give them a few pointers while they rehearse. Qin Jingzhou nodded. No problem. Should even prepare the birthday gift. Qianjia glanced at the guitar she had brought round and laughed. Qinjia, you too thoughtful. If the other fans don't get the gift later, who'd say you're playing favorites? As the feed writer, Qianjia was visibly much more relaxed compared to his usual role as executive director. The production team deliberately scheduled the shot on the lead singer's birthday. Don't you just want to see me play favorites? Jingzhou smiled. Qianjia laughed until his eyes narrowed. Qinjia, you really understand our tricks inside out. The car stopped at the corner of Honglu's Land Street. Qin Jingzhou got out and took in his surroundings. Compared with the bustling traffic of the nearby main road, this crowded alley seemed almost unnaturally quiet. On both sides of the long, narrow lane stood several sturdy willow trees. It was late summer, and the cicadas hidden beneath the thick curtain of the branches cried themselves hoarse. The bars along the alley all had their doors shut tight, resting and conserving energy while waiting for nightlife to begin. Because of that, the entire alley now felt as though it was sunk in a kind of slumbering silence. By rights, in such a hushed environment, the sound of a band rehearsing should have carried quite clearly. But at the moment, not a trace of music could be heard. Qin Jingzhou lifted his gaze to the sign, reading Honglu Ba, and thought to himself that the buildings on the street looked rather old. Could the soundproofing really be this good? Qianjia had also noticed something was off. As he climbed the steps, he muttered, "What's going on? Could we have caught them on a break?" The glass door wasn't locked. Qianjia pushed it open, and Qin Jingzhou followed her in with 3 cameramen carrying equipment. The first floor of the bar was completely empty. Its interior looked no different from any ordinary bar. The stage and the counter both cold and deserted. Qin trudged after Qianjia toward the very back of the room, where a pitch-black staircase led up to the second floor. The moment their feet touched the steps, a row of warm yellow wall lamps along the wall flickered on. They saw the rehearsal spaces upstairs. Qianjia said as she hurried up, eager to find out why the band wasn't practicing. Qin Jingzhou, meanwhile, ascended unhurriedly behind her, his eyes roaming the old walls illuminated by the wall lamps, wondering how many years this bar had been standing. Just a few steps short of the second floor, he heard Qianjia's voice from above. "Didn't we agree in advance to film at this time today? Why aren't you rehearsing? Where's Jianqi?" Once he reached the second floor, he saw the face scaled with the Hime cat sitting in front of a sofa, typing intently on a laptop. Seeing the crew arrive, she quickly put her things aside stood and greeted Chenjia. Jia, Genji has something to take care of. He hasn't arrived yet. He hasn't arrived. When will he get here? Chenjia's face showed a trace of displeasure. Are we supposed to let teacher Chen and the 3 cameramen wait around just for him? The drama Zhong Myung dropped the intense game he was playing, jogged over, and guided Chenjia toward the inner sofa. He's on his way. Jia, don't be upset. Genji just got hammered by something, but he will hear any minute. 听着歌, cameraman, please have a seat on the sofa first. I call and push him again. Chenjia sighed, then turned to Qin Jinzhong with an apologetic look. 听着歌, I'm really sorry. Looks like we have to wait a bit. No problem. Qin said as he sat down on the sofa, looking perfectly at ease. I'm not in a rush. Pan Kexu's laptop was still open, and Qin's eyes happened to glance at it. He chuckled. Doing homework? Pan Kexu giving a smile. What year are you in? Qin asked casually. 3rd year. Pan Kexu closed the laptop, then stood up, and grabbed a bottle of mineral water, handed it to him. 听着歌, water. Qin Jinzhou accepted the bottle and thanked her. He had previously looked through this band's information. The lead singer and the drummer were both 19, while the bassist was 21. From appearances, the drummer Zhong Yan looked especially young. At first glance, almost underage, whereas in the way she carried herself, the girl did seem more mature, even giving off a kind of pose beyond her actual years. After handing the water to the Qin Jinzhou, Pan Kexu walked over to the pool table to stand beside Zhong Yang. The two leaned against the table, speaking quietly into the phone. It seemed they were calling Genji. Qin Jinzhou took in the 2nd floor space. It was large, but compared with the first floor, the decor was much simpler and more rundown. The white walls were mottled and faintly gray. With several pool tables pushed aside, the area left for the band's rehearsal looked no more than 10 square meters. They rehearsed here. Qin Jinzhou leaned back against the sofa, thinking this hardly seemed like an ideal rehearsal space. Most bands would rent a dedicated venue for credits, but this setup looked more like a temporary spot carved out of the bar. The two by the phone got no reply for quite a while. Chen Zhao finally lost patience and asked, "Can't get through?" Jia, don't worry. Zhong Yan turned around. Genji's probably on his motorbike and can't answer for now. Chen Jia glanced at the time on her phone, shook her head, and sighed. This Genji,